Hi guys, my name is Meads. This is going to be a review for the robot Neotropine Polynian figure number 4. And we have Mel. Just Mel. Yeah, it's short. Yeah, it's quite interesting figure to have. I've reviewed the other 3 already, plus the black and white versions, or kind of like the gray versions of Clover and Shamrock. I really like them. And here we go. So for this one, we got, I would say, a blonde girl, and she does have blue eyes. A little different now, because we've been getting the green eyes. She seems to have some kind of sandals here, and some kind of I'm not sure what that is. Kind of stabilizer or rollerblades, maybe. She does have some pistols, and she seems to be wearing like a one-piece bathing suit, from what it looks like. And you have this kind of like green thing in front. I think from a Japanese anime, it's kind of like where the number is, or like a nameplate. Alright, so here's the box. Definitely a lot of things we can pull off. She even has, seems like it's like a diving, what is it called? A kickboard or something? It's like what you use to help you learn how to swim. Or it could be something else. And you have those guns that has a different configuration. Very interesting. And the other characters here, got Shamrock, Emir, and Yumi. Emir is coming out soon. What else we got here? And it is a windowed box. Open this up with a Velcro. Inside here got a little bit more, some CG drawings. Some more specification, which I cannot read. Here's inside, and I got some plastic here to protect it. Yeah. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the box. Let's take a look inside. Alright, so before we get to continue with the review, I just want to show these instructions here. Even though I cannot read it, basically what they're trying to say is if ever the joint ever gets loose, or it's already loose, we can tighten it. And this is a kind of like a quick fix. So on the first image here, they're using a box cutter to pry it out. You don't really need to use a box cutter. You can probably use a really thin flat screwdriver. Then when you take them apart, you're gonna have 3 pieces. And the one with the stem, you're gonna be adding some masking tape or any kind of hobby tape. I'll just use masking tape. Actually, I just use this one since this is the only one I have, a blue tape or a painter's tape. They made a cross. Kind of like 2 pieces there. Then you gotta poke a hole because that's where you put the small piece on top, and you put everything together, and that will give you a bit more traction. Just for a demonstration, because I like doing demonstration in my videos, why not? So I got this. This is from Yumi. I have problems with Yumi's joint. They're loose for some weird reason. And for this one, let me see if I can pry it out. So kind of wiggle it out. I mean, best to use a flat screwdriver. Actually, not this one. I have a small one here. 1 second. There we go. So you kind of just want to pry that out. There we go. And if it is loose, it'll be easy. And I actually put a little bit of tape there already, but I just want to show that again. There we go. Oh. All right. So, and it's gone. 1 second. Alright, so I managed to grab the piece, and I do apologize if my nails are long. I am gonna cut them after this review, but there are times that it's nice to have long nails, especially when you're working with something small. And here we go. So basically, I got a piece of tape here. I put it on top, and just enough that it doesn't overlap. There we go. Just a little bit of tape. Probably use a scissor or hobby knife to cut that in shape. Then you poke a hole on top. Either use a paper clip or that screwdriver or anything. You gotta make sure you got a hole there. Or actually, you can even just put this piece first. So let's put this on here. There we go. Then you can poke a hole. That way it'll be more secure. After that, you're gonna put the last piece, which is kind of thing that holds it together, and just put it on top. And Just be careful, especially that one. You don't want to break that peg. And there we go. Push it all together, and this should give you a little bit more. See, it's a little harder to move this now. It was really loose. And that's a quick fix for loose joints for the Polynians. Alright, continuing on. First thing I noticed, the base. The base is blue, which kind of makes sense since she's wearing a swimsuit. And then for the past 3 figures I've released, it's always been this clear one. There. So it'll be interesting if they just decide to have different colors now, maybe. Be cool to have the yellow one, maybe a red, green. Who knows? But yeah, so that's one thing I've noticed. Otherwise, her joint for Mel, the one I got, is nice. It's fairly stiff for the most part, and that is great. So her articulation is pretty much the same as the other Polynian figures. If you haven't seen it, I'm gonna quickly go over it. So let's pop this out. And another thing, her peg is on her heel, as opposed to this one. It's more on the back side there. Or I'm sorry, it's more closer to her toes. Yeah. Right. So articulation wise, you have the neck here, and it's just a combination of all of those the poly joints. And they have different sizes. You got the ones for the wrist, really small. Then you got for the elbows, the neck. Then the next size is the one on the shoulder. Then I think, yeah, there's just a lot of different sizes of those, which is really nice. And yeah. Another thing I've noticed is, I think starting with Yumi, their backside is a little different. You got this back connection. Clover here doesn't have that. So I've noticed. Right, so I'll just leave Clover over there. And so we got the neck here. Now for this hair piece, it is pegged in. They basically have the same peg connection, the 3 spots, like either a ponytail or this side pigtails. You can move them a little bit so it doesn't get out, or to get it out of the way when you're moving the neck. She has a really nice blue eyes. You do have a variety of other faces as well that you can swap out. The next one is this happy face here. And you also have this one, where she's pouting. And the great thing is, you can interchange this with any of the other Polynians. So you want to have a blue eyes for Clover, now is the chance to do that. And I'm kind of curious, again, if they're going to make other ones with different colors. That'll be great. Moving on, you got the shoulders here. You can move that up. It's on that ankle joint. Down the shoulder, there we go. You got your swivel here, and you got your elbow, you got your wrist. It's a very, very articulate. Now you have this giant ball joint there on the torso, which you can rotate around to get certain poses. Sometimes you can have to wiggle it around so you just get that right position where you want that joint to be. You can do side to side this way. There we go. And you have this nameplate here. You can actually, I think you can pop this out. It's just a peg, but I'm just gonna leave it there. Then you got your tie here. You got that swivel as well. And again, depending on where you want the joint, you gotta have to play around, swivel it, swivel it. Get tongue tied there. Then you got your knee here. There we go. And you got your ankle here. Then you got this sandal. It's kind of a unique design. You got this clear strap on top. You got some metallic green paint on the side here. Then on the bottom side there seems to be a peg, and this is where you connect like accessories. So this one is on this side. It just pegs in. And I'm doing this for the first time. There we go. Right. So we got that part there. There's another one. So this is kind of like, I'm thinking it's kind of some sort of wheel or some kind of hover thing, rollerblade, a little more futuristic version of that. But anything that kind of increase her mobility. So you have that accessory right there. Kind of cool, kind of weird, since she's wearing a bathing suit. Why she needs that? Maybe it's for the water. Yeah, maybe she can use this to stride to the water. I don't know. Alright, so that's that. Other than that, there's a couple more accessories, actually quite a bit for her. Hold on, let me just get her to stand. So for the hands, you have the closed fist there, and you have the open hands right here. There we go. And you also have a pair for holding the weapons. So you got 3 pairs of hands. For the most part, that's all we need. And starting with the first one here, we got this. It seems to be, like I mentioned before, like a kickboard. Basically, she holds on to this, or it could be a lifeguard thing, like those it's not quite an inflatable thing, but yeah. So this one seems like it's a joint fused to the actual hand, so I may have to remove this. Just wiggle that out. There we go. I kind of wish they give you an actual separate, or the joint is not fused, but considering that there's not much clearance there, not enough for the peg to stick through, that's probably the reason why they have the joint attached to the hand already for that. Otherwise, would have been great. Oh, that popped out. Would have been great to have that extra wrist joint. Just about the whole thing out. Right, and here we go. There we go. So let's pop this back in here. All right. Let's see how she's gonna hold this. Well, she can either hold it here for now. I think there was an image in the. She was just like holding it to the side here. Yep. Otherwise, there is handles here, and she could probably hold on to that. It is a bit of a tight fit on those. But the paint is actually fairly, I would say, good in terms of holding it together. Yeah. Alright, so that's a problem where it's kind of hard to wiggle it about. So I didn't put it all the way in, but definitely she can use it that way. Let's see if I can have her some kind of a swimming pose, but obviously we're gonna take this out. But yeah, quite nice. There's more accessories. Alright, so the next one we have is here. It's kind of like a water gun. You got this clear piece here, quite nice. Yeah, some nice details on this particular rifle or pistol. Water gun. We'll just call it water gun. So for this one, we're just gonna slide this here, and I would say take your time. Sometimes you kind of give it a little bit of wiggle. Try to get it all the way in. There we go. And I already swapped out this particular hand here, and kind of acts as a support. And there you go. Quite nice. On top of that, you do get this 2 more. And actually for this one, we can mount this on the back here. I think it goes, let me just, it goes this way. Yep. We can mount this on the back. And now we can actually, well, we can slide this out again. And this, there's a peg connection there. We can put this onto the side. It's kind of like her shoulder cannon. I'm not gonna put it all the way, but just gonna give you an idea. Sometimes it's easy to put on, sometimes it's a little tougher. And be careful as you push this in. You don't wanna put too much effort and that thing actually bends. Yeah, we don't want that to happen. Well, we'll leave it at that for now in terms of that. There we go. So you have a shoulder cannons, which are nice. It's a cool gimmick. Maybe you can fold it out here or something. Not using it. Or actually, oops, that's what I'm talking about. It's just pegs in here. We can even put on probably her waist. There we go. Yeah, I think that works too. Otherwise, we can actually put this on to the gun itself, make it bigger. And notice there's more peg connections there. Maybe in the future we can put more stuff, or yeah. Alright. Something just a little hard to... And I just... Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't know if that's actually... or if that's supposed to happen. Ah, jeez. Wow, what happened there? Okay. Yeah, it seems like it's... I'm hoping I didn't break it, but... Let's put that back on here. Yeah, alright. So you have this Mega Blaster now. Kind of interesting. And really nice. And actually, I just noticed something. So for the cannons here, you can actually pop out one of this. It's actually slanted, and I noticed, maybe I can pop them out. And when I've noticed on the back of the box, there's actually attached the one from the foot. We're gonna attach it here. So if I have it this way, there we go. And other one here. There we go. Just pegs in. And we can put this back here. There we go. And to this other side. And we can always put the ones here on the bottom. Just gonna have, or somewhere for them to store. We don't want them just lying around. And there you go. That pretty much concludes the review for Mel. And I have to say, I have a better experience, or a more positive experience in terms of posing than Yumi. Yumi, there's just a lot of things going on where uniform, and on top of having loose joints that I have to fix. It's a little frustrating for Yumi. I'm not sure if that's the case for other people who got theirs. Might be just by chance that your joints are loose or they're stiff. But definitely for Mel, most of her joints are stiff, which is great. And her bathing suit doesn't cause much problem of things falling apart, which is great. And I really like the weapon. You get a water gun, you get the shoulder cannons. On top of you have that kickboard or backpack, as well as those water striders. That's what I'm calling, the one that goes on the feet, as well as to the blaster right there. Really nice. And on top of that, we get a new color, colored eyes. We got the blue, so definitely that's a plus. And yeah, this is a really great figure. Again, this is a Polynian. That's kind of like the figure line name. It's made by Diva D. Definitely, it's something I'm always looking forward into when they've announced new figures, and hoping they make the mechs, because we've seen that on the box art of Clover. Who knows? They might make it. But if you're just jumping in to this particular figure line, do note that they are a bit expensive. You're looking at around $70 price range, or even more. especially for Clover and Shamrock, which are kind of hard to get now. The normal version. Actually, there is a gray version that released recently, and I think that's still fairly easy to get. But getting the original color with the purple and the pink, yeah, might be a little hard to get those. Who knows? They might reissue them, and that'll be great for future collectors. Yeah, definitely, this is a really nice figure to have. It's different. It stands out, and in some ways kind of reminds me of Figma or Drossel. They do have a Figma of that. So yeah, I think that's about it for this review. If you got questions, let me know. Again, I got mine from Amiami. And that's about it. So until then, this is Meads. Thanks for watching.